Hi, thanks for clicking on the link to learn more about healthcare management here at the University of Michigan School of Public Health in the Department of Health Management and Policy, HMP. My name is Evan Dotson, and I'm one of the 18 instructional faculty members that make up our 80 plus member teaching team responsible for training you to become healthcare leaders. And while I'm pretty biased on the quality of our degree programs, I hope this short discussion provides enough information to confirm that you are making the right choice to consider HMP as your graduate degree department and the MHSA as your preferred degree. For many years, HMP has set the standard in the field for innovative and innovation in graduate health management and policy education. To prepare students to be successful professionals and leaders in the field, our curriculum combines theory and practice. The essence of our curriculum is it's focused on both theoretical foundations and the skills and competencies needed to meet the demands of a rapidly changing field. And while we are focused on the management side in this video, all master's degree students in H&P receive training in both health management and health policy. Our core curriculum emphasizes the synergies between health management and health policy and requires that all students develop the analytical, communication, and leadership skills to be successful in this broad field. So, what are the basics of health management? So let me quickly cover a couple of the basics. First, some of the synonyms you'll hear include HMP with a concentration in healthcare management, or an MHA for Masters of Health Administration. You'll find other comparable departments with some mix of these names, whether it's HPM for Health Policy and Management, flipped around, or HSM for Health Services Management, et cetera. And yet, it may seem interesting that the University of Michigan named its degree the MHSA for the Masters of Health Services Administration. And while we were the first to use the terminology, students selecting accredited programs like ours are assured of attending programs that have met the high standards and criteria defined by leading academics and practitioners. And most programs, including ours here at the University of Michigan, also generally last 2 years and include coursework in healthcare policy and law, marketing, organizational behavior, healthcare financing, human resources, and other healthcare management topics. Another thing to note is that we also require a supervised internship or a residency, or sometimes called a graduate externship, as part of our degree requirements. It gives every student a hands-on, practice-based understanding of what healthcare is. And many of the healthcare management students, the MHSAs for our program, love to do those experiences within health systems and consulting companies. We'll talk more about that in a second. The second thing and the last thing that I'll say here is, for a given cohort, let's say in the past 5 years, it has ranged from 50 to 80 students in the full-time residential master's program. We will get an additional 10 to 20 students in the distance-based executive master's program, which is a hybrid of remote and on-campus learning. Those two student cohorts don't mix, but in total, your cohort is right around, let's say, 60 to 80 or 90 total for a master's program in any given year. And in that same cohort, upwards of 50 to 60% will declare MHSA or management as their degree program. So, what makes Michigan healthcare management unique? As you consider U of M HMP compared to other programs, make sure to ask these three questions. One, who are you good at graduating? Two, what do they do after graduation? And three, how active is the alumni base? Of course, I am happy to start answering these questions for you from a management perspective. HMP students are a kaleidoscope of backgrounds, but driven, committed, and really smart are three characteristics that quickly come to mind. You will get the best training in management and leadership practice as has been a signature identity of our program for decades. After graduation, MHSA students typically go into administrative fellowships with health systems around the nation or into healthcare consulting positions with leading firms focused on healthcare sectors. If you have not met an HMP alum yet, the typical conversation starts with their year of graduation. Then they talk about their progressive leadership roles. And it will ultimately end with them asking if they can help you in any way. Oh, and they will also probably mention one of their favorite courses or experiences, but don't believe them if you hear memories such as super tough, lots of reading. I was so thankful for the grading curve. Memories fade over time. We make sure that your experience as a student is rigorous, but we also make sure that you're trained in all of the right concepts and all the right topics to be a very good healthcare management practitioner or executive, which will be in your future because you're one of us as a leader. Our instructional faculty, like me, share the training and instruction magic with our alums every year. It is very common for a public health leader or healthcare executive to guest lecture, to co instruct a course, or teach a course in HMP. For example, one of the HMP management courses I teach has a senior vice president for a health system as the co instructor. And I want to point out that it is likely to have a seasoned professional teach as it is to have a recent grad as the content expert in our course. MHSA alums are immediately impactful in the field. And with the fast paced nature of healthcare, we are very clear in that we need recent alums to engage so we stay current in our training. And of course, this answers the last suggested question. My biased opinion is that our MHSA alumni base is the best and most active in the world. But do not trust me outright. Connect with us, and I'm pretty sure that you will interact with some of our great alumni right away. Our management training has been the gold standard for years and will continue to lead the field for years to come. Thanks for watching, and feel free to reach out to our admissions team for any additional questions.